Welcome back. I hope you have the answer to the question, what will happen when cold water is poured over this? The answer is, and this is, some of you might get surprised, some of you have figured out what is the answer. The answer is, you will see that the water starts boiling again. Okay, water will start boiling again. Now this will be completely counterintuitive. You won't expect, because you will imagine that cold water is poured over it, so it will take away heat from water. So if you are taking away heat from water, why would water boil? Like here you are giving heat, water started boiling. Now you are taking away heat. How come water would start boiling? But indeed it boils, it starts boiling. Why this happens? The reason is, see, this upper dome or the upper half or whatever remaining space it comprises of vapor. See, when you started heating the water, what was the pressure? It was atmospheric pressure on the water, and it started boiling, vapor formation started taking place. You put a piece of cork. Okay, so this was the entire thing inside it was under atmospheric pressure. Okay, and then you inverted it, you took away the burner, so boiling stopped, and you poured cold water on this. So what happened? The vapor here, because water is flowing over the large surface area where there is vapor here, and this vapor, so water took away heat from it. When water took away heat from it, vapor got condensed, right? When vapor condenses, look what happens. What will happen to pressure? Pressure will drop, right? So pressure will go below atmosphere. That means it will be vacuum created, partial vacuum will be created, and because now the water is subjected to low pressure and water starts boiling again. Now that's interesting. That means the boiling temperature of water is not a fixed thing. Okay, it's not constant thing. It changes with pressure. If you increase the pressure under which water is heated, the water will start boiling at a higher temperature. If you decrease the pressure under which water is heated, the water would start boiling at lower temperature. I think I made mistake in the first sentence. What I meant is boiling temperature is linked with pressure. If water is subjected to high pressure, water will start boiling at higher temperature. If water is heated under low pressure, water would start boiling at low temperature. That means boiling temperature, which we will refer to as saturation temperature here in engineering. So saturation temperature is pressure dependent. Here pressure dropped, so the saturation temperature dropped, right? And the water started boiling at lower temperature. So you lowered the temperature, and that temperature matched with the low pressure, because you are taking away heat, you are lowering the pressure, right? And when the lower pressure and lower temperature, because you are taking the heat, they match, water starts boiling again. So it is completely counterintuitive that when you take the heat from water, the water boils, but then in that it is counterintuitive because we don't consider the effect of pressure. The simple point which I want to make is that saturation temperature, which we in common language we say boiling temperature, is pressure dependent. It depends under which pressure the water is heated. Now we have started discussing the properties of steam. Okay, and remember, we discussed properties of steam because we want to understand a steam power plant. We want to understand how much of the heat given to water is converted into work, and our aim is to get maximum work out of the heat supplied. And if you want to do that, then we would like to know how should be the heating done, at what pressure water should be heated. Okay, what kind of expansion of steam that should occur in turbine, etc. Now to understand these questions at a theoretical level, we need to take a first step, and that first step is to understand properties of steam. Thank you.